amazing doctor which you have
Congratulations.
changed 360 degree my life. Trust me.
And as miserly I am,
Yeah, actually, I want to say, I have stopped sweet and all. Hi, this is Gaurav Gupte. I'm an entrepreneur from service industry having a banquet in Navi Mumbai. I would like to share my experience with a bariatric surgery which I did through Dr. Motwani. My overall journey, how it was, what difficulties I was facing before the surgery, and what is my life post surgery. I would like to share a few of my thoughts over it and my experience about it. The entire journey started, I believe, from 2022, where being from service industry, I had came across with one of my client who introduced to me by looking my weight. I was approx 180 plus in February 2022, and the overall my weight I was so huge that I was having a lot of medical issues like snoring, couldn't sleep at night properly. I was having anxieties of while driving. I couldn't drive properly because I was feeling a bit drowsy during that time. And the entire thing changed when one of my client told me about Mr. Motwani. Actually, to be very honest, I'm very foodie, and when this was introduced through a verbal communication through Dr. Motwani, I first thought, let's go and see if anything can be worked out with diet or something like that. So the moment I met this person, he explained me what exactly the process is and how my life can change and what things I'm facing. I still remember I used to get a nightmares where I couldn't sleep. I used to wake up at 2 a.m. and used to sleep in the same position right now I'm talking to you in a sitting position. And used to sleep in that way. I couldn't concentrate on my work. Was going through a lot of stress through my marriage life also because of this entire thing. Um, I remember when doctor introduced me with all the options, and when he came up with the surgery part, I was a bit worried that how it is going to affect me, what all be the pros and cons. As being a youth, we are going through a lot of things like what can be done, what will happen, whether it will be giving a side effect of that or it is going to give a good effect or not, because we come across a lot of videos where people do surgery and it doesn't do well with them, which eventually I was a bit worried. But the way he managed to convince me as well as showed me the live examples was a eye opening for me. So later I got my wife also involved in that, because being a married person, you always have a support system, where my wife was, and my entire family, my mom, dad was also a support system of that, no doubt of it. So doctor told me how the process will be, like how the liquid diet would be for initial stages. And I remember when I got operated, during the operation time also, I was, one day prior, I was very nervous whether to do or not, because I was really very scared. And so I had never seen operation theater in my life, never seen needles. I've seen needle during COVID only, I believe. And I remembered one day prior to the surgery, they put a IV in the hand and they couldn't find my nerves just because of my overweight. They've given me IV over here. I still remember that date. And the overall experience was so funny that I have thought that this would be more painful, but actually it was not. And I remember in morning the surgery happened. Within 2 days, the entire thing was a bit crucial because you can't have water much. You have to have a little bit water during that intervals as per prescribed by doctors. And the entire team supported me, including my dietitians and all. And later, I believe in 2 months, I started reducing approx 8 to 9 kgs a month. It was definitely not the miracle what happened just because of the operation. It was the diet plan which doctors and dietitian gave, the exercise. This is not a something a fairy tale where a doctor does it and you overnight get it slim and all. There is a process for that. You have to actually wait for the result. You can't overnight you won't get a result for that. So right now, I believe I've celebrated my first birthday just 3 to 4 days back, where I actually felt that I lost approx 56 kgs in a year, which actually I think it's a person's weight, which was quite surprising because I remember when I was 180, I used to take 2 to 3 chairs to sit in a plastic thing. So eventually, right now, when I'm sitting with a single chair, it is giving me amazing experience. Personal level, I would say my sexual life has been changed. Previously, there were certain issues, but it has been changed totally. Secondly, the person I was that time, when people see me after a year's time, they are shocked, like, what happened? Are you okay? And all. But the overall surgery, generally, when you do a weight loss, you lose certain grace of your face, like your glow of your face. Nothing has happened in my case. I believe my glow has become more better. I look quite younger compared to my age. Being 37, complete 38 running, I still feel I look like 30, 31, which many of them give me a compliment. And I really thankful Dr. Motwani, who had came in my life and being a mentor, who had given me a very good what you call advice or a brief how the entire process was. And trust me, it's not like a doctor does a treatment and you come for a follow-up. He had personally, I believe he has that nature to personally invest in each and every patient, to give his inputs whether how a patient is doing. I remember post surgery also, doctor called me once or twice a month to know how I'm doing. Of course, his team, my dietitian Zanab, and everybody was behind me, taking each and every step, like what I'm doing, how I'm doing, whether I'm feeling drowsy or not. The overall process was never thought that I did an operation or something, because it was just like uh, taking care at home where things to be done. Just the entire process, I would say, a little bit cautious you have to be. Like I remember pre-surgery, my eating habits were so bad. Being from service industry, we always have tend to eat. Being from banqueting line, once the event happens, I used to have food and all. That time I remember I used to consume more than 6 to 8 chapatis at a time. I don't used to exercise, and adequate amount of food was not consumed that time, I believe. Means the proportionate of the food was more than what we should have, and you end up going to bed in that way in a stress and all. That was one of the major drawback, major concern of increasing the my weight gain and everything. While post surgery, the way dietitian and doctors suggested what should be your eating habits and how it should be taken, how much amount of proteins or minerals or vitamins to be consumed, which actually initially I used to think it doesn't it is not really that important. But later, when you actually experience the overall changes in your body, you eventually start feeling that yes, these people are giving you a proper diet where your entire body works in that way. laziness has gone. You feel more active. You feel like doing a lot of new things. To face more life turning challenge. I remember I used to get scared when I used to even go on road where I generally used to drive and go out, because people used to look in that way how fat I am and this. But now the morale goes down during that time. Now the entire concept post surgery had become like, I remember, pre-surgery I used to remove all the pictures which are just like portrait kind of thing, where my stomach can't be seen, only my face can be seen and all. I had very few pictures which would be full size pictures, because I used to look that shabby, and I know that. But later I believe, when I pose with my wife, I feel very confident of overall thing. I would even like to share this experience also. I used to wear t-shirts and jeans 7XL, and I remember I was there in mall and doing shopping in Marks and Spencer, where I called doctor and told that, because of you, I'm actually paying more now, because initially I used to take clothes of 7XL, now I'm taking of 2XL, which was quite different experience. Right now also, the brands which I used to like Tommy Hilfiger, Bellman and all, you don't used to get that size uh, t-shirts and jeans of that 7XL and all. Nobody does that, nobody's that fat. And now when I am using that things, I feel very good. It's totally a different experience, which even I can't right now tell in my words. My face would tell you much things. I don't have to tell much in words. What else? That's